This week I have a chill episode for you. I'm just going to go through some of my music ideas for the next few months. I'm talking Pink Fridays Volume 2, a concept that I have for an EP, and some other just random ideas and demos that I have lying around. All that's coming up right now, but before we begin, I'm Sash and this is Almost Pink. I haven't released new music in a while, and that's on me. I go through these cycles of making music, then releasing it, and then getting other ideas. Then I start feeling absolutely overwhelmed / lost / depressed, and it makes me freeze for a few months. After that, I just come back to making music and the cycle repeats itself. I'm trying to change that this time around and go for more consistency in my life and in my music. I'm aware of the problem, and I think that's the most important thing, because it helps me plan ahead of time and do things in a way that keeps me focused and helps my mind be a little less crazy. Like, for example, this weekly vlog idea. This keeps me focused on what really matters, and it makes me move forward every week, so that's a good thing. It keeps me coming back to the people who care about my music, and that's what really matters to me. Now, let me show you some music. Okay, so I have this song that I was meant to release as the last track in Pink Fridays Volume 1, but I didn't get to it. It's called If I'm Honest, and I wrote it in one night at the studio. Most of my songs take work and various sessions to get done, but this one happened just in one night. I usually play all my own instruments on my songs, but for this track, having such a big emphasis on the piano, I got my friend Edu, who's a much better piano player than me, to make a nice arrangement, and I think he did a very good job. This is what it sounds like.
If I'm honest, I'm addicted to losing. Real honest, I'm a sucker for the losing side. I don't even wanna know why. No, I don't even wanna know why. If I'm honest, I'm addicted to losing. Real honest, I'm a sucker for the losing side. I don't even wanna know why. No, I don't even wanna know why. I think it's easier to know something ain't gonna work out. It's easier than looking inside of me to see what's wrong. I know it's much easier to blame this fucked up world, and you, every single fucking one of you, for having me misunderstood. If I hate you, will you love me? If I hate you, will you? If I'm honest, I'm addicted to losing. Real honest, I'm a sucker for the losing side. I don't even wanna know why. No, I don't even wanna know why.
Funnily enough, if you think about it, in the song I'm actually talking about this cycle, and there's some truth to being addicted to losing. You know, it's comfortable for us to just think we've been unlucky and it hasn't worked out for us. The truth is, you just have to keep going over and over and over again till some people start to notice you. It's not easy to find your people, and you have to navigate a lot of negativity and haters, but I think it's just part of it. So back to the song real quick. I just told you it's the one that didn't make it into Pink Fridays Volume 1, but it might open Pink Fridays Volume 2, I'm not sure. There's some irony or beauty in it having been the track that didn't make it and made me sort of stop the cycle. Anyway, moving on, I have some other acoustic demos that I've been working on more recently that might make it into the releases or not. This one's the latest one I've written, and it goes like this.
Someday and saw you. You shouldn't let that bring you down. Just remember it the next time you're giving away your time for free.
I really like the chord progression in this one and how the vocals fit into it. What I have no clue about is the production direction. It's still very recent and it's obviously half written, but it's a candidate. Another acoustic demo that I have is a song called Been Waiting So Long, and it goes like this.
I've been waiting so long, I'm starting to forget what I want. I've been waiting so long, most days the spark is gone. Ooh.
huge screaming chorus that I'm not going to do now to not disturb my family and neighbors. I think it's in a similar lane to If I'm Honest, right? It's reflecting about how time goes by while we're pursuing this sort of, in my case, music business career, and just exploring how that messes with your head and your passion for the art. Because I think for most of us, wanting to express yourself or express some idea, some story, is what gets you into songwriting or any other form of art. But then maintaining that while you get into the other uglier sides of the business, it can be hard. Don't get me wrong, they can be fun at times too, but a lot of times they're just draining. Okay, taking a hard turn now, there's a few beats that I have that might make it into the Pink Fridays Volume 2. So this is one of my favorite ones. It's called Portento for some reason. Okay, and then there's this collection of songs I have, and this is by far the most exciting part for me. So a few months ago I got this idea for an EP that would narrate a millennial meltdown, sort of. The idea happens in a hotel with different characters and locations, and then each song happens in one of these locations or transitioning between them while telling the story of this millennial psyche. So I'm using the hotel and the different locations and characters and transitions between places and how they interact as metaphors, essentially, to explain this millennial sort of condition. The goal is to explore the themes of loneliness, love, social interactions, sex, drugs, alcohol, fame, appearances. Essentially, the unspoken truths about this Instagram generation that we are and how that fucks us up. Completely, all of us. So the 5-second version of this story is the main character is by the pool, then goes into his room, blacks out on drugs all night, and then has a moment of clarity where he hits rock bottom and runs out of the hotel into a bus that'll take him away, and then he has to make the decision to get off that bus and run into the ocean, right? It's obviously overkill, and I write full stories for all this stuff, and then I just make 3-minute songs about it. But I think it helps me to know the full picture. The first track, the one that would open the project, happens next to the pool outside, and it's called Egomaniacs and Gucci Flip-Flops. It goes like this. Taking selfies by the hotel pool. You wanna tag me and I wanna fuck you, so I don't wanna cry alone tonight. What about you? Yeah. Egomaniacs and Gucci flip-flops. Whoa, oh, egomaniacs, egomaniacs. Yeah. So that's opening straight into social media, appearances, loneliness, sadness. And it happens on the outside, near the pool, where appearances matter most and everyone's the least like themselves. Then at the end of this song, it would take him into the elevator that takes him up to his room, which is the inside, the darkness, the loneliness. And there we'd go into the second song, called Alone or Solo in Spanish, because I think the chorus would be in Spanish. This is it. This crash, I wanna end my life. You keep asking why I'm waging war on myself, hiding my veins, hating my thoughts, hating this, hating that. Take me away, put me inside a yellow cage. Solo yo quiero estar solo. Haven't got that bit yet. Then back into. So yeah, that's it essentially. So I'd had this idea a while before I had the full idea for the EP, And I had this that I paired up with some lyrics I'd written, because every time I took a left turn into my street, for some reason I would think about someone crashing into me, right? And that's why I start with I fantasized this crash. I don't know why, I'm sure there's some sort of fucked up psychological reason. So that's where we start to see the inner demons talking to him in his room when he's alone. Then the idea is he would black out for the night. And the third song is that dream-like state. I have a slightly different idea for it now, but initially it was a song that I wrote. One morning I just woke up and I wrote the full song. It was a dream that I just had. It's called The Balloon Lady, and I'm not going to play the full thing now, but I'll play the first verse. I was holding the balloon lady's balloons for her. It was raining hard, the wind was picking up, and she didn't want to come back and get them. So I gave her the middle finger, and so did the policeman in the triangle formation. It's not for all if you don't swear. It's not for all if you don't swear. Weird, right? Yeah, but it was a dream, so. And then there's the fourth track, which is the one I've written last, and it's about when he wakes up the next morning. It's called Rough Nights, and I'll show you the demo that I put together a couple of months ago. Woke up in a bathtub with no one to hold. Dry mouth, wet heart, covered in blue and pink. Neon strobes, now I get up and see if they're out there, but there's no one left inside. So I stand soaking wet in a room that's seen the worst in me. Nights I've ripped from memory, and I've had some rough nights. Also, quick side note, check this out. We recently got an Alexa for the kitchen. Alexa, play Sasha Smith.
Playing songs by Sasha Smith from Spotify.
That's crazy, man. Thank you, Alexa. Good job. Standing there alone. Pretty cool. I like it. Let me know if it works for you too. Okay, back to the music. Where was I? Yeah, Rough Nights. So, after that track, we'd go into an instrumental transition. So it's the fourth track going into the fifth, which is an instrumental, and then we close it off with the sixth. So this instrumental happens at his worst moment, rock bottom, and that's when he has his moment of clarity. We transition from the room into a frenetic run down the exit stairs and into the bus that's taking him away from this hotel. In the bus, he'll face the final decision to get off and not just go back in it, because it's a bus that just goes from the hotel to the... I'm using the ocean as the end point, so from the hotel to the ocean and back and forth, back and forth. So he has to make the decision to get off and not stay on it and come back to the comfort of what he already knows. And then that's where it'll end. The reason I'm talking about this so visually is because it did come sort of as a film to my head, and I know it sounds terribly cliche, and I'm sorry for that, but it's the truth. So I sort of started thinking about it, and then the pieces formed visually. So if I had the budget for it, this would be a 6-track EP and a 15 to 20 minute video with all the tracks in it. It happens chronologically. In real life, it lasts about 12 to 13 hours with the night in between and all the transitions. But with the music, I think the story could be told in those 15 to 20 minutes that the full EP would last. Anyway, it ends with a song about change, which is the one that happens as he rushes out of the hotel into the bus and he's got to make the final decision, and that would close the EP. As I said, I'm very, very excited about this specific EP, but I'm going to start releasing singles in Pink Fridays Volume 2 first to get up and running while I can still think about how to bring that EP to life in the best way possible. Also, let me just say this, some people think it's stupid to share your ideas and your pre-productions while you're still working on them. But I would love it as a consumer if my favorite artists would let me into their world while they're working on these projects and I could see the progress they make. So that's why I've decided to do it with my own projects for anyone that might be interested. It's just the content that I would like to see in the artists that I follow, so I think it just makes sense for me to do it. That's it for me this week, guys. I'm really looking forward to this EP and Pink Fridays releasing new music and just keep making these weekly videos too. I'm actually going to start a weekly live stream here on YouTube too on this same channel, where I'll be producing, songwriting, developing ideas, working on videos, etc. So if that's something you think you might enjoy, look out for it soon. If you're new around here and you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, hitting the big red box down below, because I put out weekly videos and that way you won't miss them. Also turn on post notifications, clicking the little bell next to it. And if you're already subscribed, I love you, I really do. Thank you very much. This was a bit of a rough week for me personally, and knowing there's people out there who enjoy these videos and are positive really helps me keep going. So thanks again and bye bye.